Level 1. The garage. 16 years old and you are pulling an engine from a dead truck at midnight in your grandfather's garage. He doesn't know you're out here. You've learned that the garage is the only place in this house that makes sense. Metal makes sense. Broken things can be rebuilt if someone stays up long enough. The county fair comes that August. Your cousin drags you to a monster truck show in a muddy field. You go expecting noise. What you get changes everything. A truck the size of a building launches off a dirt ramp and the whole world disappears for 2 full seconds. You feel the concussion in your ribs before you hear it. On the drive home you are completely silent. You are doing math in your head. Wild, impossible, beautiful math about a life you have zero business wanting. That night you write one sentence in a notebook. Not a goal. Not a plan. A fact you decide to make true. Someday that's me. Nobody gives you a roadmap. Nobody should have. The ones with roadmaps rarely become anything worth watching. Level 2, the first machine, 22 and broke in the specific way only young men with big ideas get broke. You buy a 1978 school bus from a farmer in Tulsa for $800 cash. Nobody told you monster trucks start as something else. Now you know. You weld the lift kit yourself from scrap. The tires come from an agricultural auction. They are taller than your mother. The night you first drive it you hit a berm at 30 miles an hour and for a second and a half you are completely out of control. You are alive. Fully, violently, completely alive. You call the only promoter in the region whose number you have. A sweating man named Dale who runs shows out of a repurposed rodeo ground. He says he doesn't need another driver. You say you'll work the gate, the pit, the concessions, whatever he needs, just let you do one run. Dale watches you destroy 3 cars and a stack of pallets on a wet Saturday in April. He books you for every show that summer. He does not raise your pay. Level 3. The circuit. Here's what nobody tells you about regional circuits. The money is not the point. The money is bad. The point is the miles, the mud, and the education you get watching better drivers from 6 feet away. You absorb everything. You develop a signature move. A late entry, a last-second cut that makes the truck look like it's going wrong and then suddenly violently correct. The crowd goes insane every time. They don't know if you planned it. That's the trick. Neither do you. Not at first. A driver named Kat Delancey, the smartest competitor on the circuit, pulls you aside after a show in Amarillo. You're good, she says. You're good and you know it. That's your problem. She doesn't explain it. She doesn't have to. You spend the next 6 months figuring out what she meant. By the time you do, you're already in trouble. Level 4. The lights get real. Arena circuit. National tour. Real cameras. Real crowds. Real money that changes your personality in ways you won't notice for years. The truck they put you in costs more than everything you've owned combined. You have a media handler. Scheduled press. A journalist asks what it feels like to be the sport's most exciting new driver and you say something charismatic and watch yourself say it like you're watching someone else. That's the first warning sign you ignore. You win 3 regional titles in 18 months. Then a miscalculation on a double jump in Phoenix puts you upside down in front of 20,000 people. The truck crumples in a way that should have killed you. You walk away with 3 cracked vertebrae and a smile on camera. Because that's what the man you've built does. You are not in pain. You are not in pain. You are not in pain. You say it until it's true enough to function. Level 5, the floor. The floor doesn't announce itself. It just gets closer and closer. One morning you're sitting in a parking garage in Nashville at 7 a.m. and you realize you don't remember driving there. You stare at your hands on the wheel for a long time. 14 missed calls. Your team. Your sister. One from your daughter's school. She is 6. She recently introduced you to her teacher as her dad who drives the big trucks on TV. Like you were a character from a show and not her actual father. Recovery is not a montage. Nobody who has been through it will tell you it is. It is slow and specific and humiliating. You miss the speed like a physical ache. You are replacing the most electrifying feeling of your life with folding chairs and bad coffee and honesty, which is the least comfortable sensation of all. You don't drive for 11 months. Then Kat Delancey calls. She's building an independent team. She wants a driver who has been completely broken and put back together because those are the only ones she trusts anymore. She says one thing that gets you. You are ready to actually drive or just perform it. Level 6. The rebuild. 41 years old and learning your sport for the second time. Slower, smarter, with the terrifying patience of someone who finally accepts that patience is not surrender. You win a regional championship with a drive so technically clean it barely looks like the sport you came from. The crowd respects it. They don't love it the way they loved the old you. You hear the difference across several months of making your peace with it. Your daughter starts coming to shows. After a win in Albuquerque, she tells you that you drive differently than the videos she found online. You ask what she means. She thinks about it. You drive like you want to come home. You have to look away. That sentence is worth more than anything you won before you got sober. You know it immediately. No hesitation. No qualification. Level 7, the title, championship season. One rival who has been chasing your new version all year. Younger. Better truck. He drives with the beautiful recklessness you used to own. You watch him and feel it, that old pull. The crowd goes out of their seats exactly the way they once did for you. And you drive your race. Not his. You win the championship on a Sunday afternoon with a drive no network runs in a highlight reel. No single moment worth clipping. Just 40 clean minutes of a man who learned the hard way that surviving long enough is its own kind of spectacular. In the tunnel after, your daughter is waiting. She runs to you and stops just short, suddenly shy, and looks at the scars on your knuckles. She says 5 words that rearrange everything inside you. You came home. You actually came home. It isn't forgiveness. You paid enough to know the difference. It's a door cracked an inch after years of being shut. You would trade every trophy in the rafters to keep it from closing. Level 8, what you leave, spring. A small fair in Tulsa. Nothing circuit. A kid in a beat-up truck launches off a ramp and goes completely sideways, and the crowd lurches forward exactly the way you remember crowds lurching. You are in the bleachers with your daughter eating bad nachos. She grabs your arm. She asks if that's how you used to drive. You say yes. She says she's glad you don't anymore. The kid stands up in the cab, arms out, grinning through the mud. The whole road in front of him. Every bill is still unpaid. Every lesson is still unlearned. You remember exactly what that feels like. You clap the loudest of anyone in those bleachers. Not for the crash. For the beginning. You finish the nachos. You drive home safe. That's the whole ending. That's all any of it was ever for.